Ladies and gentlemen, when God places his hand upon your life, the evidence is undeniable. A woman blessed by God does not need to announce it. Her actions, her spirit, and her very presence declare it. She walks in faith, knowing that she is not alone, no matter the storm she faces. Even when life tests her, she remains firm, anchored in the promises of God. So if you recognize these signs in yourself, rejoice. You are a woman blessed by God. And if you are still on the journey, keep walking in faith. His blessings are already on their way. Amen. She carries grace through trials, understanding that her struggles are not meant to break her, but to shape her into a testimony of divine strength. She does not crumble under pressure, but rises with wisdom and endurance, knowing that God works all things together for her good. A woman blessed by God carries a heart full of faith and unwavering trust in his plan, even when circumstances seem uncertain. Her faith is not dependent on what she sees, but on what she believes. She understands that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When trials come, she does not waver because she knows that God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating everything for her good. She does not allow fear to dictate her steps, for she walks by faith and not by sight. Her confidence is not in her own abilities, but in the power of the Almighty who strengthens her. This kind of faith is evident in how she handles adversity. She does not panic when faced with challenges, but instead, she turns to God in prayer, trusting that he will provide a way. She understands that difficulties are not punishments, but opportunities for her faith to grow. She sees obstacles as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, believing that God will make a path where there seems to be none. Even in moments of delay, she does not lose heart, for she knows that God's timing is always perfect. She remains patient, understanding that every promise spoken over her life will come to pass in due season. Her faith is also reflected in the way she speaks and acts. She does not complain or speak words of doubt, but instead, she declares the promises of God over her life. She chooses to fill her mind with his word, allowing it to guide her every decision. She remains hopeful, knowing that God is faithful to his word and that his plans for her are filled with purpose and abundance. Her faith is not just for herself, but becomes a testimony to those around her. Others are inspired by the way she stands firm, even when things seem impossible. She becomes a source of encouragement, reminding others that with God, all things are possible. A blessed woman is known by the kindness she extends to others. Her words heal, her presence uplifts, and her compassion is limitless. She sees the broken and does not turn away. Instead, she becomes a vessel of God's love, offering hope to the weary. A woman blessed by God carries grace through trials, understanding that challenges are not meant to destroy her, but to strengthen her. She does not crumble under pressure because she knows that every struggle serves a greater purpose. When hardships arise, she does not ask, "Why me?" but instead, "What is God teaching me through this?" Her perspective is different because she trusts that God uses trials to refine her, shaping her into the person he created her to be. She embraces difficulties with a heart full of faith, knowing that suffering produces perseverance, character, and hope. She does not allow pain to make her bitter, but instead allows it to draw her closer to God. When she faces rejection, loss, or disappointment, she does not retreat into despair. Instead, she leans into God's strength, understanding that he is near to the brokenhearted. She does not dwell on setbacks, but chooses to rise again, believing that God's plan for her is still in motion. Even in the most difficult moments, she finds peace, knowing that trials are temporary, but God's promises are eternal. Her ability to endure with grace becomes a testament to his power at work in her life. She remains patient in seasons of waiting, trusting that God's timing is always perfect. She does not rush ahead or try to force things to happen, but surrenders to God's will, knowing that what he has prepared for her is far greater than anything she could arrange on her own. Her trials do not weaken her faith. Instead, they deepen it. She learns to rely on God more, to pray more earnestly, and to seek his wisdom in every step. Others see her strength and wonder how she continues to move forward despite the challenges she faces. Her resilience becomes an inspiration to those around her, a reminder that true strength is found not in avoiding trials, but in walking through them with faith. She does not pretend to have it all together, but she knows that God is holding her together. and that is enough. Prayer is the foundation of her life. She does not move without first seeking guidance from the one who created her. She understands that true wisdom comes not from her own understanding, but from the divine knowledge imparted through prayer. Whether in times of joy or sorrow, she turns to God with a heart full of trust. A woman blessed by God carries a spirit of kindness and compassion that reflects His love in every aspect of her life. She does not show kindness selectively, but extends it to everyone, whether they deserve it or not. Her heart is tender, not hardened by the world's cruelty, because she understands that love is the foundation of her faith. She does not seek recognition for her good deeds, nor does she expect anything in return. Instead, she gives freely, knowing that kindness is an extension of God's grace within her. Her words are gentle, uplifting, and filled with encouragement. She does not tear others down, but builds them up, offering hope to those who feel lost or unworthy. When she sees someone struggling, she does not turn away, but steps forward with a helping hand. Her compassion moves her to act, whether through a simple act of service or a heartfelt prayer. She does not judge people for their failures, but understands that everyone is on their own journey. Instead of criticism, she offers guidance, wisdom, and a listening ear. She understands that kindness is not just about words, but also about action. Her presence brings comfort, and her ability to empathize makes others feel seen and valued. She forgives easily, knowing that holding on to resentment only weighs the heart down. Even when she is wronged, she chooses to extend grace rather than seek revenge. She understands that true strength lies in love, not in proving a point. She knows that God has shown her mercy countless times, and in response, she strives to be a reflection of that mercy to others. Her kindness is not dependent on her mood or circumstances. It is a part of who she is. People are drawn to her warmth, not because she seeks attention, but because her spirit radiates peace and love. She makes the world a better place simply by being in it, and her acts of kindness leave a lasting impact. Even in the smallest gestures, she carries the heart of God, showing that love, above all else, is what truly matters. A woman blessed by God walks in purpose. She knows she was created for more than just existence. She was designed for impact. Every step she takes is intentional, guided by faith, and aligned with the mission God has placed in her heart. She does not waste her gifts, but uses them to glorify His name. A woman blessed by God lives a prayerful life, understanding that true strength and wisdom come from constant communication with Him. She does not see prayer as a last resort, but as her first response to every situation. Whether in moments of joy or hardship, she turns to God, knowing that He listens and answers according to His perfect will. Prayer is not just a routine for her, it is the foundation of her daily life. She does not pray only when she needs something, but she prays to maintain her relationship with God, to seek His guidance, and to align her heart with His purpose. She knows that prayer is not just about speaking, but also about listening. She spends time in quiet reflection, allowing God to speak to her spirit, giving her wisdom and direction. She trusts that even when she does not receive an immediate answer, God is still working. She is patient, knowing that His timing is always perfect. She does not allow doubt to take root because she has seen God move in her life before, and she believes He will do it again. Her prayer life is not limited to her personal needs. She intercedes for others, lifting up family, friends, and even strangers in prayer. She understands the power of standing in the gap for those who cannot pray for themselves. She does not hesitate to pray for healing, breakthrough, and blessings for those around her. She believes that prayer has the ability to change circumstances, to bring peace to troubled hearts, and to strengthen those who are weary. She carries a spirit of gratitude in her prayers. Even before receiving what she has asked for, she thanks God in advance, demonstrating her unwavering faith. She does not allow worries to consume her because she lays every burden before God, trusting Him completely. Her life is a testimony to the power of prayer, and through her faithfulness, others are encouraged to seek God with the same devotion. Her prayers are not empty words, but powerful declarations of faith, and through them, she experiences the presence and favor of God in every area of her life. Joy radiates from her spirit, not because life is perfect, but because she knows the one who holds her future. She refuses to be weighed down by circumstances, for she understands that joy is not found in material things, but in the peace that surpasses all understanding. A woman blessed by God walks in wisdom, making choices that reflect both her faith and understanding. She does not rely on oceans or fleeting opinions, but seeks divine guidance in every decision. She understands that wisdom is more than knowledge. It is the ability to apply what is right, to discern between what is good and what is good and what is bad. She does not rush into decisions without prayer and reflection, knowing that hasty choices often lead to regret. Instead, she patiently waits for clarity, trusting that God will illuminate her path at the right time. She surrounds herself with wise counsel, valuing the advice of those who have walked before her. She does not assume she knows everything, but remains teachable, understanding that growth comes from listening and learning. She is humble enough to admit when she is wrong and strong enough to correct her course when necessary. Her words are measured, never spoken carelessly, because she knows the power they hold. She does not engage in gossip or foolish talk, but instead, she speaks with grace, bringing wisdom to every conversation. Her wisdom is evident in how she manages her time, relationships, and responsibilities. She does not waste energy on things that do not align with her purpose. She prioritizes what truly matters, her faith, her family, and her calling. She does not allow distractions to pull her away from God's plan. When faced with conflict, she does not react impulsively, but responds with patience and understanding. She knows that wisdom is not just about intelligence, but also about self-control, humility, and a heart aligned with God's will. She leads by example, showing others the beauty of a life guided by wisdom. People seek her advice because they recognize the depth of her understanding. She does not make choices based on fear or pressure, but stands firm in what she knows is right. She trusts that true wisdom comes from God, and because of this, she remains steadfast in her convictions, never compromising her faith for temporary gains. Her life reflects the peace and stability that come from walking in divine wisdom, and through her example, she inspires others to seek the same path. Her heart is a sanctuary of forgiveness. She does not allow bitterness to take root, for she knows that forgiveness is a divine command. She lets go of past wounds, choosing to love, to heal, and to move forward with grace. A woman blessed by God carries an unshakable faith, one that is not dependent on circumstances, but rooted in her trust in Him. She does not waver when challenges arise because she understands that faith is not about what she sees, but about what she believes. Even when situations seem impossible, she holds on to God's promises, knowing that He is always in control. She does not allow fear to dictate her actions, for she understands that fear and faith cannot coexist. She chooses to believe that God is working behind the scenes, even when she cannot see the outcome. Her faith is evident in the way she speaks and lives. She does not complain about her problems, but speaks words of faith, declaring God's goodness even in the midst of trials. She understands that her words have power, and instead of speaking defeat, she speaks life. She trusts that God's plan is greater than her understanding, so she does not give in to worry or anxiety. Instead, she casts her burdens on Him, believing that He will make a way. She is not swayed by the opinions of the world because her confidence comes from God, not from people. Her faith is also reflected in her actions. She steps out boldly, even when she does not have all the answers, because she trusts that God will provide. She does not wait for perfect conditions before moving forward. Instead, she walks in obedience and knowing that God rewards those who trust Him. When doors close, she does not despair, for she knows that God is redirecting her towards something better. She does not need constant reassurance from others because she has already received confirmation from God through His Word. Through her faith, she becomes a source of encouragement for others. People look at her and see the peace and confidence she carries, and they are inspired to trust God more. She does not boast about her faith, but lives it out daily, showing what it means to truly believe without doubt. Her life is a testimony of God's faithfulness, and because of that, she continues to walk forward, knowing that He will never fail her. Finally, a woman blessed by God leaves a legacy that echoes beyond her years. She imparts wisdom, nurtures faith, and builds a foundation of love for generations to come. Her influence is not fleeting but eternal, a testament to a life lived for God's glory. A woman blessed by God carries a heart of gratitude, seeing His hand in every aspect of her life. She does not focus on what she lacks, but instead gives thanks for what she has, understanding that gratitude shifts her perspective. She knows that every blessing, whether big or small, is a gift from God. She does not take anything for granted, whether it is her health, her family, or the simple joys of daily life. Her heart overflows with thankfulness, not just when things go well, but even in times of difficulty, because she trusts that God is working all things for her good. She wakes up each day with a spirit of appreciation, acknowledging that life itself is a blessing. She does not compare herself to others or dwell on what she does not have. Instead, she chooses contentment, knowing that God provides exactly what she needs at the right time. She understands that gratitude is not about having everything, but about recognizing that everything she has comes from God's goodness. Because of this, she remains joyful, even when faced with trials, because she knows that God's faithfulness never fails. Her gratitude extends beyond words. It is reflected in her actions. She serves others with a generous heart, sharing her blessings because she knows that giving is an act of worship. She does not hoard what she has, but freely offers her time, love, and resources to those in need. Her thankfulness makes her humbled as she understands that all she has is by God's grace, not by her own strength. She does not complain or dwell on negativity, but finds reasons to rejoice in every situation. Her spirit of gratitude also deepens her faith. She prays with thanksgiving, not just asking for things, but praising God for His goodness. She remembers past victories and trusts that He will continue to provide. People around her are uplifted by her positive outlook, and through her example, they learn to appreciate life's blessings. She understands that gratitude is a choice, and by choosing it daily, she continues to walk in the joy and peace that only God can give. A woman blessed by God walks in love, allowing it to guide her thoughts, words, and actions. She understands that love is not just a feeling, but a commitment to treat others with kindness, patience, and compassion. She does not love based on conditions or expectations. Instead, she loves because she knows that God first loved her. Her love is not limited to family and friends, but extends even to those who are difficult to love. She does not hold grudges or seek revenge, but forgives freely, understanding that forgiveness is an expression of divine love. She treats people with respect, regardless of their background, status, or beliefs. She does not judge harshly, but seeks to understand and uplift those around her. She speaks words that bring healing rather than harm, knowing that love is expressed not only in actions, but also in speech. She does not tear others down, but encourages, corrects with gentleness, and speaks truth with grace. She values relationships and works to maintain peace, choosing unity over division. Her love is evident in how she serves. She gives her time, energy, and resources without expecting anything in return. Whether through simple acts of kindness or through deeper sacrifices, she is not motivated by recognition or praise, but by genuine desire to reflect God's love. Even when she faces rejection or mistreatment, she does not allow bitterness to take root. She continues to love because she knows that love has the power to change hearts and bring people closer to God. She leads by example, showing the world what it means to love selflessly. People are drawn to her warmth, her sincerity, and her ability to love even in difficult circumstances. She does not allow negativity, hatred, or fear to shape her actions. Instead, she chooses love in every situation, knowing that it is the greatest commandment. Her life becomes a testimony of the transformative power of love, inspiring others to love more deeply and to seek the source of true love, which is God Himself. A woman blessed by God is not defined by material success, external beauty, or the approval of others. She is marked by her unwavering faith, her strength in trials, and the grace with which she carries herself. She walks with purpose, wisdom, and humility, knowing that her identity is rooted in God's love. She is fearless in her obedience, steadfast in her convictions, and compassionate in her actions. Her life is a reflection of divine favor, not because she is perfect, but because she seeks to live in alignment with God's will. She radiates joy, peace, and gratitude, even in the face of adversity. She does not measure her worth by the standards of the world, but by the truth of God's promises. She knows that she is chosen, cherished, and equipped for a greater purpose. Through her faith, wisdom, love, and resilience, she not only experiences God's blessings, but also becomes a blessing to those around her. She leads with integrity, serves with humility, and loves with a heart that mirrors God's own. To all the women who strive to walk this path, remember that being blessed by God is not about perfection, but about devotion. Continue to trust Him, seek His wisdom, and walk boldly in the purpose He has set before you. May you be strengthened in your faith, encouraged in your journey, and filled with the confidence that you are deeply loved by your Creator. Good luck on your path of faith, purpose, and divine blessings. May you always find strength in God's presence and joy in His promises. Thank you, and may you continue to walk as the radiant and blessed woman He created you to be.